to the channel. I'm your host, Prickly Hedgehog, and today's SITREP will be turned over to this map, which is brand new, coming to DCS World hopefully this month. My Ugra media, it is the Normandy 2 map, and I've had a few days to try it out so that we can showcase what Ugra is doing and what's coming to DCS World. And for warbirds, this is fantastic news, and for warbirds fans, well, you're going to be impressed, I think, with what we have on offer. This is yet again another staggering map, and with multi-threading available to us now, the capacity of map builders to include this incredible amount of detail is absolutely fantastic. As we fly past the iconic Eiffel Tower, lovingly recreated by the team, and as you can see, these lovely old buildings of a bygone era, and then we move over to the other city, the other major city on the map, which is London, and these docks here looking absolutely incredible on the Thames. No doubt, unfortunately, a navigational aid for Luftwaffe pilots looking to do damage to London City. And later in the war, of course, many major cities became targets of opportunity as both sides of the conflict tried to break the back of civilian morale. And yes, you will be able to fly through Tower Bridge, something I've done several times. Nine Line has challenged me to do it inverted. The massive train station here on the Thames to the left there, just across from, I think that's Tower Bridge train station now, just across from the parliamentary buildings. I was very pleased to see too here that Ugra Media included my favorite piece of Art Deco architecture, the Battersea Power Station. It was built in the 1930s, and at this period only sported 2 of the later 4 smokestacks that it finally had as part of an expansion to meet demand for power supply in the city. And of course that became the famous backdrop for Algie the Pig and the 1976 Pink Floyd album, which is one of my favorite albums of all time, Animals. That pig did break free, unfortunately, from its moorings and sailed all the way to Kent before it was recovered by a farmer and returned. Nonetheless, a nice little piece of interesting history, and cool to see the original structure there before it got modified, as I said, in the mid-1950s, going from 2 to 4 smokestacks. Lovely piece of architecture, and it's now actually, as I digress here, being turned into some swanky apartments and sort of shopping mall situation. There is actually going to be a lift structure being put in one of the smokestacks apparently, so a little bit of a sad end to an amazing piece of history there, but at least it is being preserved and not knocked out, which would be a disaster. Wonderful London iconic structure there. The map is not just exclusively focused on city development with Paris and London, it also includes large swathes of the English and French countrysides, and includes 69 airfields, which will bump up to 89 post-release. In addition to the countryside, we have detailed coastline. They've even included Channel Islands and islands off the coasts of both countries. Unique architecture is a great feature, as you saw over the cities, and these will also include things like fortresses, historical and of the era, and ancient monuments like Stonehenge. So there's a real attempt here by Ugra to really do a good job of trying to recreate the era and the history of these 2 amazing countries. It's an impressive set of work here, and I really enjoy the effort that Ugra has gone to recreate this. I should note again that it's not just a combination of the 2 pre-existing maps, Normandy and the Channel map. This is a redefinition of those 2 maps and expands on them. So while some things did transfer into the map, the work that they've done recreates a lot of the original effort and massively improves on it, and it's going to be a huge bonus for campaign designers, mission makers and the like. It's going to lend itself also to a lot of really fun flying, not just in the warbirds, which I think fans of that genre are going to really get a kick out of this, but also it's going to be a lot of fun for helicopter flying as well, to put in sort of a reverse anachronistic kind of thing where we have modern helicopters exploring an old map. And parts of it kind of remind me of something growing up as a kid in many ways, where you see these old train sets using old locomotives and recreating these amazing environments that just don't exist anymore. If you look at these maps, just how flat they are in terms of architecture and structures. It's really smokestacks, post sort of industrial revolution smokestacks, and church steeples, which are the major landmarks. And now we have such huge high-rises and incredible buildings that the skyline almost looks so foreign, almost looks primitive, maybe a bygone era of somewhat tranquility, especially in the farmland areas. And that's a little bit naive, of course, in some respects because of the war going on, but I just love that era, that feel, I just get a real kick out of what they've done here. And of course, we can play around with the lighting, we can play around with the time of year. I think there's 3 seasons right now, spring, summer, and fall. And there's still work to do on the map, so it's not complete. Everything you're looking at is a work in progress. So if you're wondering what the final product will look like, well, this is a good indication of what it's going to look like, but expect more work before its release. As I said before, we're expecting some kind of release this month if everything goes according to plan. And I don't know if that is a set and concrete plan, but let's hope so, because I think this is really going to help a lot of people get back into DCS Warbirds. I've really been enjoying flying the Mustang. It's a very, very easy aircraft to fly. It's actually not too bad to land, a lot easier to maneuver around than the Spitfire. And both aircraft, of course, iconic and stalwarts of the campaign and of the era. But it's been fun just noodling around in the Mustang and just enjoying the sights at a slightly different pace than what some of the jets do. And I can't wait to sort of take out some helicopters and do a little bit more exploring. I'll leave you with some of the images that the map has provided me. I do hope you enjoy the experience, and let me know what you think in the comments below. I love what they've done. I enjoy the coastline. The extra effort here to expand on the original map is a huge bonus, and really this is the future of map making in DCS World right now. We saw it with Henri Tech and the Sinai. I think we're going to see it here with this map, and of course we've got 2 other maps being worked on right now, the Kohler map and the Top End Australia map. And all of this technology is starting to come to fruition in DCS World, and our flight environments now are becoming so rich. We still have the South Atlantic map, which I'm a huge fan of as well. That is still getting love and attention and continues to grow. That is a fantastic map as well and provides a lot of exploring opportunities too, if you just love environmental aspects of flying. But we've got some really interesting things going on in DCS World right now, and it bodes well for a lot of different genres. We're hoping, of course, still to see something in the Vietnam era, the Cold War era. And we're still waiting for the World War II version of the Marianas as well. So there's a lot going on in this game that bodes very, very well for flight sim fans, and I absolutely love it. So do enjoy. Let me know what you think, and we'll see you next time on the DCS SITREP.